New Claude Code update is insane. You're sitting at your desk waiting for your AI to finish a huge task. You can't leave, you can't step away, you're just stuck there, watching a progress bar, missing your life. What if you didn't have to do that anymore? What if you could start a job on your computer and check in on it from your phone while you walk your dog, grab a coffee, or sit in a meeting? That's exactly what just dropped for Claude Code. And there's a second update on top of it that makes Claude think harder on the toughest problems you throw at it. I'm going to break both of them down for you today so you can actually use them. Hey, I'm Hannah, your AI educator, and if you're new here, I help people learn and actually implement AI tools in their work. No fluff, no hype, just the stuff that saves you time and makes your workflow better. Let's get into it. So first, what even is Claude Code? If you haven't used it yet, here's the short version. Claude Code is Anthropic's AI coding tool. You run it from your terminal or inside your code editor, and it works as an autonomous coding agent. It reads your files, writes code, fixes bugs, runs commands, and handles complex tasks on its own. It's been growing fast. Anthropic has said it's sitting at a $2.5 billion annualized run rate as of February 2026, which has more than doubled since the start of the year. And recent analysis suggests that around 4% of all public GitHub commits worldwide are now being made by Claude Code. This tool is being used at serious scale. Now here's the problem it had until very recently. It was completely tied to your desktop. You had to be sitting at your computer, terminal open, watching it work. The moment you walked away, you'd either lose your session or just have to hope it was doing the right thing. That's what the first big update fixes. The feature is called Remote Control, and it launched on February 24, 2026 as a research preview. Here's what it actually does. You start a Claude Code session on your computer like normal. Then you run one command, either type Claude Remote Control in your terminal or use the shortcut -rc inside an existing session. Claude Code generates a QR code and a secure link. You scan it with your phone, and now you're connected to your running session from your phone, your tablet, or any browser. You can see what Claude is doing. You can approve file changes. You can send it new instructions, all from wherever you are. And here's the part that matters for security. Your code never leaves your computer. The only things that travel through Anthropic's encrypted servers are the chat messages and tool results, not your files. It's a communication bridge, not a file transfer. When you check in from your phone, you get a clean, scrollable view of what Claude is doing. When Claude wants to make a file change, you see a diff, exactly what's being added or removed, and you hit approve or reject. You can also type new messages and redirect Claude mid-task if something looks off. Now, before you get too excited, let me give you the honest limitations, because there are some real ones right now. This is currently available for Max Plan users, which runs between $100 and $200 a month. Pro Plan users at $20 a month will get access soon, but it's not there yet. Team and Enterprise plans don't have it at all right now. You also need Claude Code version 2.1.52 or higher. Only one remote connection per session. Your terminal has to stay open on your computer, because if you close it, the session ends. There's also a 10-minute network timeout, so if your machine loses internet for about 10 minutes, you'd need to start a fresh session. One important thing. Even with remote control active, Claude still stops and asks for your permission when it wants to do something significant. So it's not fully hands-off, but that's a good thing because you stay in control of what it does to your files. Now here's something I want to tease before I get to the second update. The way you combine these two features together is where the real power is. And I'll show you exactly how I've been thinking about that workflow. But first, let me tell you about something that genuinely helped me get a handle on tools like this. When I first started using Claude Code seriously, it was overwhelming. There were so many settings, so many commands, so many ways to use it badly. That's when I found a community called AI Profit Boardroom. It has over 2,000 members, all focused on learning AI together and sharing what actually works in real workflows, not theory. Real use cases, real implementations, people testing tools, sharing results, figuring out what saves time versus what wastes it. If you're serious about getting better at using AI tools in your work, the link is in the description. Okay, the second update. This one is called the Effort System, and specifically, Jar Effort Max Mode. Let me explain what this is because it's more important than it sounds. Claude Code runs on models like Claude Opus 4.6 and Sonnet 4.6. These models have something called adaptive thinking, which means they can reason more deeply before giving you an answer. Think about the difference between answering a quick question off the top of your head versus sitting down, thinking through all the angles, and then responding. That's what's happening at different effort levels. There are 4 levels. low, medium, high, and max. Low is for simple tasks. Quick edits, renaming a file, running a basic command. Claude barely thinks, just executes. It's faster and uses far fewer tokens. Medium is the default for everyday coding. Claude thinks when the problem warrants it and skips deep reasoning when it doesn't. Fine for writing functions, small refactors, standard tasks. High is where you want to be for complex debugging, multi-file refactors, architecture questions, code reviews. Claude almost always engages deeper reasoning here and reads related files on its own before acting. Max is full send. You use this for the hardest problems, designing a system from scratch, untangling a deeply nested bug. At max, Claude explores broadly, considers edge cases you didn't mention, and sometimes finds problems you didn't know existed. It takes longer and uses more tokens, but when you're stuck, it's the difference between a surface-level answer and Claude actually working through the problem. To switch levels, just type effort max or effort low inside Claude Code. There's also an informal shortcut. Drop the word ultrathink into your prompt, like ultrathink why this auth flow keeps failing. And Claude picks up on the intent and reasons more deeply without you changing your session settings. So here's how I've been combining both updates in practice. I start a heavy task at judge effort high or effort max, then kick off remote control with RC and walk away from my desk. I check back on my phone every few minutes, approve changes as they come up, and redirect if something looks off. When Claude gets to the simpler execution steps, I drop the effort level down. You're not babysitting a process anymore, you're checking in on a collaborator, and that's a fundamentally different way of working with AI than most people are used to yet. A couple of quick power tips before we wrap up. To enable remote control automatically every session, go into Config inside Claude Code and toggle it on. That way it's always running and you never have to think about it. And if you don't have the Claude app on your phone yet, type mobile inside Claude Code. It pulls up a QR code to download the iOS or Android app directly. You'll need it for remote control to work from your phone. AI coding tools are moving toward being persistent collaborators that work alongside you through the day, not just tools you sit down and use for a focused session. Remote control and the effort system are both pushing in that direction, and if you want to keep up with where this is going and actually apply it in your work, being in a community with people doing the same thing makes a big difference. AI Profit Boardroom is the one I keep coming back to. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI effectively. Everyone shares real experiences, what's working, what's not, which tools are worth your time, which ones to skip, no hype, just solid information and practical guidance from people doing the work. Link is in the description if you want to check it out. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links are in the comments and the description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 58,000 members who are using AI tools to build better workflows and get more done. That's it for today. If this helped, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. And I'll see you in the next one.